So this is a trade recap on the trade I took on Euro USD and how I actually went about it. So on the higher time frame, I needed to understand where are we in price and where are we likely going to draw to. So I'll be able to stack up my probability in the right direction. So the first thing I like to see is I like to see a break of structure on the higher time frame. Unfortunately enough, I could find a break of structure on the daily time frame, confirming that we're what in a bullish trend. The next thing I needed to see was what I needed to see where are we in price. Are we in discount or are we in premium? Because I would love to buy in discount in a bullish market. So measuring out my daily range, found out about what we're in premium range of price. Now I needed to see price come down into the 50%, that's the equilibrium of my daily range, or at least into discount, before I can take high probability buy positions. So the next thing I wanted to see was what wanted to see if I can take short positions into that discount level. Now, if you're in the premium of a bullish market or discount of a bearish market, you necessarily don't have to force a setup to take a good setup. But I need to find the point of interest where I expected price to possibly react from to take short position. So moving lower to the 4-hour time frame, I can actually find an area that is relatively an order block on the lower time frame, which is what this last high that was formed in this break of structure, or in that relative break of structure, because price did not necessarily break below that old low, so I cannot call it a strong break of structure. Now, having that level, that's the last high. I can actually find a price that looks clean, that looks okay, because if once price can invalidate this high, I believe that the market was going to switch bullish. Now, having that area at the back of my mind, I can just say, okay, I can place my limit order. Now, this was my take profit area because that was the last low before the liquidity void. Now, if I was going to expect any reaction in price to be at that level that is at the open of the void. Now, the next thing I need to see was what I placed my position 2 at this high, and my stop loss came aggressively above it. And my take profit at this level. So it's around the staggering 4.8 risks to reward. So I need to find more confirmations to take high probability setup. So the next idea was I went down to the 15 minutes time frame to look at how price was going to react to my key level. So moving on. So my key level is this vertical line that is in price. So let's see how price reacts to that key level. So price did reject my key level at a very clean price, giving a very strong rejection candles on the 15 minutes time frame. Without further ado, I went down to the 5 minutes time frame to look for a shift in market structure. Now, a shift in market structure from this time, from my current price action on the left hand side, I needed to see price drive below this opposing candle at least. But I needed to say, okay, what will price do coming price action? Next, I need to find was what I need to find a stop hunt where I press, okay, I believe that price will actually stop out a side of liquidity. So, moving on. Price created an high over here in price. Created a high, rather. Okay, this is my key level on the higher time frame. Make this bold. And this is what an area where I expect price to take out and break structure to the downside. Moving on. So price did take out that liquidity respectively. So next thing I need to see was what I need to see a break of structure to confirm the downtrend. A break of structure to confirm the downtrend. And then a pullback into a key level. Where's my key level over here? This is this order block over here. Now, one thing I need to make sure was what that even once price has taken out a high in a downtrend, that area straight up becomes a strong high, takes out that high and then breaks structure in the opposite direction. I just expect price to revisit that level again, because in a true downtrend, I just expect price to revisit old highs. Now, price has revisited this old high, taking out all the resting liquidities in that area, so that area becomes a strong high after breaking structure to the downside. Now, moving forward, so I need to clean displacement. Now, price has already broken structure below those lows. Candles have closed below it, confirming the downtrend. Now, I already found decent level of inducements protecting my order block. What I want to do next, I want to place my entry limit at this order block and my stop loss above this high. I mean, the price has taken out all the resting liquidity that is resting above that high. I just want the price to revisit that area. So that became my strong high. Then I targeted the same level of liquidity I was targeting on the higher time frame. So from a staggering 1 to 5, it became about a 1 to 18 risks to reward on this lower time frame. That's the good thing about lower time frame analysis. So moving on, price did create relative equal highs, not taking out the level of inducement. But having relative equal highs means strong magnets for price to reach up into. So moving on, price came to come and what tag my entry limit. Price came to tag my entry limit. Now, for extra confirmation, which I actually took on these levels, I need to see break of structures below these old lows for me to actually take another strong probability setup. Like I said, if price is in a strong downtrend, I don't expect price to revisit highs that it has swept. So low-key, it's actually swept this high. So I wouldn't be expecting price to reach back into this high that it formed in price. Now I need to see break of structure below this low and below this low. So moving on the lower time frame still, I saw price break what below this low, but then rejected this low. But I knew for sure on the higher time frame we are bearish. Lower time frame rejections does not mean anything at this point in time. So I took my entry as what this time frame's order block, and this was what my level of inducement. Because for every setup I take, I like to see relative opposing liquidity protecting that order. I'll take away all this so my chart is clean. So I entered straight away at limits at this order block level. And the main reason why I picked my low entry not aggressively on the order block was because of the sake of what spread, in case price was not going to come directly on my order block. And then same thing, I targeted sell side liquidity. That was what this low. Alright, but I personally closed out at this low because it was already at a very good risk to reward. These are around the 1 to 8.5 risk to reward. So moving on, price did actually tag my entry, and you can see what I said about price might not relatively come exactly on my limit order, but then price triggered my level of price, and then price dropped into I'll see you in the next one. Bosh.